Stop saying, I don't have anybody to speak Spanish to, I don't have anyone to practice Spanish with, because you do. ¿Qué es lo que mi gente? Yo soy Ricky de Bilingue Vlogs. Thank you for tuning in to another video. Have you ever caught yourself telling yourself that you have no one to speak to in Spanish? I want to give you guys tips for learning Spanish and practicing your Spanish when you feel like you have no one to talk to. The first group of practicing methods that I want to speak on are the methods that require just you. Here are a few methods that will help you just to grow and develop yourself before you get into an actual conversation with the Spanish speaker. The first thing would be self-talk. Talking to yourself to learn Spanish. I know it sounds weird, but no, I'm not talking about the, hey Ricky, what's up? What's going on? Oh, I'm doing well. How about you? No, not talking to yourself being weird. I mean, talking yourself through your day. And you can go step by step throughout your day for things that you need to do. Now I get it. If you're living with someone else, you don't really want to look weird. So here's the next thing that you can do to step it up. Hold up. Everybody has one of these. All you gotta do is put it up to your ear and talk. Your family's not gonna know what you're talking about anyway. If you're in the store in public shopping, nobody's gonna know what you're talking about. I mean, unless there's a Spanish speaker there. No one's gonna know what's going on. You can just be talking. Ok, ahora yo estoy en el pasillo comprando esta vaina. ¿Qué es lo que tengo en la lista? Ok, yo no veo la papa, pero yo sí veo unos mango, unos plátanos. You can just go out through the store or throughout your house naming stuff. It's a good way for you to practice what you do know, but also to find what you don't know. If you're talking to yourself and you come across a phrase that you don't know how to say, or a vocabulary word that you don't know, you can always write that down and study that and add that into your brain dictionary, So that's the first method there. The second method would be watching TV or watching whatever, Netflix, whatever you want to watch. I know everybody doesn't watch TV per se nowadays. What you can do is talk about what is going on in that show at that moment. And this can really work for any tense that you're working on. But the thing is, you want to be very detailed. For example, if I'm working on the present tense and I'm watching a show, then I can describe it like this. Yo veo a dos personas en dos camas diferentes. No sé si son hermanos o una pareja, pero se están durmiendo en dos camas diferentes con sábanas amarillas, grises, almohada, blanco y grises. Y ahora suena el despertador y la mujer se despierta muy como asustada y el hombre, el marido o el hombre, con mucha energía se levanta de la cama y... However, if I'm working on the preterite, then it may sound a little something like this. Yo vi dos personas durmiéndose en dos camas diferentes con colcha amarilla y sábana grise, almohada de color gris también. También vi un despertador y al lado del despertador la mujer, ella se despertó muy como asustadamente. El hombre se despertó con mucha energía, salió de la cama corriendo. And I can keep going. I can keep adding different tenses on it. What my point is to show you that you can use this method to practice any tense that you are currently learning, currently studying, or that you want to sharpen. I like this a little more than the talking to yourself method because everything is not centered around you. When you talk to yourself, you're pretty much going to be talking about what you're doing. You may talk about what somebody else has to do, but people love talking about themselves. So this method here, the watching the TV method, will have you discussing what he's doing, what she's doing, what they are doing. You get a wider spectrum of things. And just like with the talking to yourself method, if you find a phrase or a word that you don't know, you can always write that down. I highly recommend that you do write it down. So that way you can study that and internalize it and it becomes second nature for you. It becomes part of your vocabulary, part of your normal phrases. Another solo method that you can use for speaking Spanish would be to give this video a thumbs up because it helps out a lot. The next thing that you can do would be becoming a part of an interview. What do I mean by this? I mean that when the interviewer asks a question, you can press pause in that video and respond to the question that interviewer is asking. Of course, the situation may not apply to you, but it's a role play situation. It just gives you the opportunity to use more Spanish in a conversation-like situation.
Arcángel, te agradecemos esta entrevista en un día muy especial para ti. un día en el que tienes una conferencia de prensa para presentarnos el tema Te esperaré. Háblame de esta canción.
Pues bueno, tú sabes, la canción me gusta muchísimo. Yo la escribí cuando yo era niño, de verdad, cuando yo era niño. Es la primera canción que yo escribí. Y bueno, yo estaba esperando a una mujer en la parada de la guagua, tú me entiendes. Así que lo que pasa es que yo estaba ahí esperándola, tú sabes. Y no sé, ella nunca apareció, nunca apareció. Así que yo dije, bueno, yo voy a escribirle esa canción. No sé si está enferma hoy o si se mudó para otro lado, tú sabes. Pero, eh, bueno, now it's time to talk about the methods that actually do involve other people, other physical living people in real time that is not pre-recorded or in some different TV world. I've spoken on this before in other videos. There are language exchange sites. My top three are HelloTalk, Speaky.com, and Tandem. They all work a little bit differently, but they all do the same thing. Somebody wants to learn English, you want to learn Spanish, so it's give and take. You give them some of your English, they give you some of their Spanish, and you guys can grow together. You can have multiple language partners. You can do video chats on there. You can send voice notes. I also personally have a Facebook group that I made just for you guys. It's a language exchange Facebook group. You can find that with the link in the description, facebook.com/groups/bilingue blogs. And there, I just wanted to give you guys the opportunity to communicate with each other. And some people have gone as far as to make WhatsApp chat groups from that group that I created for you guys. So if you're interested in that, link is in the bio down there. But yes, this is a way to talk to real people who are experts in this language that you want to learn. You're an expert in the language that they want to learn, so go at it. Now, if you're not up for exchanging languages, you're a little more selfish maybe, you don't want to have to give English to learn Spanish, then there are other ways to do that. In my video where I talked about finding the best app for learning Spanish, I mentioned Italki. I still stand by that. Italki will give you a native Spanish-speaking teacher that will teach you Spanish. They are true experts in this. It is their language and they want to help you learn. If you want a $10 free credit after purchasing your first lesson on Italki, you can go to the description as well for that, and they'll give you a $10 free credit for using my link. I do think that's a great way to learn. It's person to person. If you have a question, you have someone right there at that time to ask them whatever question you want so that they can help you understand it to the best of their abilities. So I still stand by that. I love Italki for chatting. But if you don't want to pay, that's fine. There are other methods. One method that I've been considering trying is VR chat online. I don't know if you guys know who Ikenna is. Ikenna or Ikenna? I don't know how to pronounce his name. He's another YouTuber, and I've stumbled across his video doing virtual chat. I think it's awesome. I think it's crazy. He's a polyglot, so he's always practicing his different languages with that. You guys can do the same thing. Well, this is pretty much face-to-face interaction, except for you're not actually there face-to-face, but you're obviously having real-time conversations. You can speak Spanish to Spanish speakers there because this is a worldwide thing. People are from all over using this virtual reality method to speak their languages. So you can definitely use that. I highly recommend it. I'm thinking about doing some videos about that myself because it's like too good to be true. It's free. You're speaking to people from all over the world. So just find the Spanish speakers and speak to them. No problem. That easy, that simple. The next thing that's very similar to VR chat would be video games. I had not thought about this until I think 2 days ago. I don't play video games, so I don't really do this. But if you love video games, I know there are a lot of gamers out there. You can always find a game like Fortnite or FIFA, whatever, Grand Theft Auto, whatever game allows you to be in a different world with a lot of different people from different countries. You can use that to practice your Spanish as well. Find a Spanish speaker on those things. Have fun playing your game while you get to practice your language skills as well. Don't be afraid. They can't even see you, they don't know what you look like. So if you make a mistake, then it's not even that embarrassing anyway. You just speak, practice, take notes of what you're getting wrong or notes of a phrase that you may learn from somebody else. Don't forget to take notes because you need to study that later. Last but not least, this may not be available to everyone, but it's the best method that I can think of. If you live in an area where you have a Latin restaurant or a Latin dance club, then I would say go there and make a new friend. Make a few new friends. So that way you can practice your Spanish. A lot of the people that work at these places, they are far from their homes. They do have a business here in the United States, but it can get pretty lonely sometimes. So to see someone from this country, from the United States or whatever country you're at, trying to speak their language and communicate with them in their own native language, it brightens up their day, and they'll be more willing to speak with you and to help you practice and correct your mistakes and things like that. That's the best way to go about it, because it's face to face, it's in person, and you can make a real connection there and gain a new friend. So that's that. Now, I do have one bonus. I do have one bonus for you guys, and it's if you're really, really desperate and none of these other options work. And that's something like Omegle, you know, a chat roulette type of thing in Spanish. And this is why I say if you're desperate, because this is what happened to me.
¿Habla español? You know sound. Round one, fight.
I don't know what was up there, but if you're desperate, you can use sites like these. My experience has been, I found a few people to speak to in Spanish on these sites, but it's really weird. I mean, you gotta be lucky to to find a good person. But like I said, if you're desperate times call for desperate measures, I suppose. But yeah. So you guys, stop saying I don't have anybody to speak Spanish to, I don't have anyone to practice Spanish with, because you do. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Share it on your social medias. Comment down below with what your experience has been. What has been the best way for you to practice your Spanish that has not been a face-to-face method? I want to know, because maybe it can help somebody else out in the comments. So please comment down below with your answer. Gracias por ver este video.